5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Ah! Go to Roundtable Rankings, where we rank the top 5 of anything and everything. Or when we say top 5, it could be the top 5 of the worst things. So is that bottom 5?
That would be bottom 5, yes. But, it's the top 5 of the bad.
Yep. I'm Caleb. That's Josiah.
Hi.
We are related, so we're
Yes.
told.
Yes.
And we are super excited that you guys are tuning in with us right now. You can find us on YouTube at Roundtable Rankings. We're on Instagram at Roundtable_Rankings and on Twitter at Rankings Round.
Yep.
Oh,
That is us.
the place, and then all of our podcasts mainly go to Spotify. So if you're on YouTube and you need some podcasts, just go to Spotify. It'll be on there. But the best place to consume this is on YouTube.
Yep, sure is. We got the video going.
Look at our pretty faces.
Yeah, but you did bring up a good point, which is it's interesting. We can't know that we're actually related. That's what they tell us, but we can't actually know that.
That's true.
And I haven't really thought about that before, but yeah, there's no way for us to actually know if we're related. You could be lied to your whole life.
Yeah. No, that's why when people ask me, are you this person's son? When they ask me if I'm my parents' kid, I said, well, that's what I'm told, but I don't know.
That's what people tell me.
So if we look really tired, it's because it's early in the morning here and we're just starting to wake up.
Yeah.
And if Josiah looks more tired, that's on him because he's 3 hours ahead of me. So
I stayed up late.
Got to get that Call of Duty Battle Pass.
Yes.
For the people on YouTube, Josiah, I'd like to do something new. Let's do the number one thing, because we rank things all the time. The number one thing sitting right next to you. Grab it real quick.
Oh.
And mine is coffee. And in my mug says, Namaste in bed. My wife is she does yoga.
Yep.
And so Namaste in bed.
I respect that. I could go with my apple juice.
Apple juice in the morning. Okay.
Yes. But I'm going to go with my D20, my big D20.
Very cool.
My big 20-sided dice. I use it for D&D.
If you're still waiting to find out what we're ranking today, well, you probably read it in the title, but we'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
We are going to give you our top 5 sports we wish were in the Olympics.
Yep.
So the Olympics were supposed to be this summer, and then they got canceled. And with all the craziness going on in the world, I think the world could use the Olympics.
I do too. I think the world could use a unifying event like the Olympics because we're all competing against each other, but it brings everybody together and we're watching sports and everyone in the world is cheering for the same thing. So it's fun.
Yeah. And you get, there's some camaraderie. You get
and it might be good to unify America a little bit. Everyone's kind of fighting.
Yeah. So we thank you again for tuning in. We hope we can make you laugh and bring some smile and joy to your day. Yep. Josiah, you want me to start off with my number 5? Oh, no, let's do the honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
We'll just go. We'll just say them real quick. I have 2.
So do I.
Okay. My first one is American football.
Okay.
And my second one is spike ball.
Okay, well, my first one is spike ball. And my second one is one that I really wanted to be higher on my list, but I felt like I couldn't put it on there because there's not like a defined rules for it. And that's ripstick tag.
Yeah. Yep. We've told people what ripstick tag is before. So if this is your first time, you got to go back and listen to what ripstick tag is.
Yeah. It's brutal. It's brutal, and it is fun though. But yeah, there's no really rules to it, so I couldn't really put it any higher. I didn't think, but
So I want to add 2 rules to this podcast or to this ranking. Um, after we say our sport, I want us to say the country that you think would be the best, other than the United States, because we know the United States would be pretty good at it.
yeah.
And then, so the country other than the United States, and then the person or people, and then we'll come up with together with the person or people that the United States would send to represent us.
Okay.
But it's got to be a well-known celebrity or
right. Celebrity or athlete or something.
Yeah. Or us, because if it was Ripstick Tag, I would send us.
Yeah, same. You have to.
All right. Well, my number 5 sport that I wish was in the Olympics, and this may be in the Olympics, but it's not in the Olympics. I had to look it up, but it's kind of. But that is MMA fighting.
Okay.
Conor McGregor and Cowboy, who and he just lost to somebody.
Donald Cowboy Caroni or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he just lost to somebody. And was it Anderson Silva? I don't know. All these
Probably.
MMA. If you don't know what MMA is, it's mixed martial arts, and they basically get in a ring and just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
It's the only rules are don't go for the eyes or the groin and no biting.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's more to it, but it is crazy. And I think it would be pretty fun if each country sent like their top 3 fighters, or if they had to go through some qualifying to get there. But unfortunately, I know very little about MMA, and so I don't know who the United States would send.
I think Ireland would win.
Yeah. There's different weight classes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I think Ireland would win whatever weight class Conor McGregor's in.
Or they could just do one weight class.
Just everyone. You ever see there's a video where Conor McGregor, it was a joke video, so he wasn't like actually fighting him, but the mountain from Game of Thrones, Hafthor Bjornsson, he kind of sparred him a little bit, and after the fight, both of them said, "Oh, if I'd been going hardcore, I would have destroyed him. He would have had no chance." It was actually a fight, but
yeah, so I don't know. I made it tough on the first one to pick a country that would be pretty good, but I think either the United States, probably Brazil. I think they have some good fighters. Brazil. Of course, Conor McGregor's from Ireland. I'm probably missing like where the top fighters from.
Yeah, I don't actually know that much about MMA. It is interesting to watch. It gets a little bloody sometimes.
Yes, it's interesting watching people beat into a bloody pulp.
Yeah. Boxing, I also enjoy. I've been a huge fan of Tyson Fury.
Okay.
But I don't.
Boxing's in the Olympics.
Boxing is in the Olympics. Yeah. So.
And I know like karate was recently added, and there's judo. So there's like all these martial arts, like singular martial arts.
So why not add all of them in one?
Yeah, combine all of them and let's go MMA.
Yep. I agree. That's a good one. That should be in there. I agree. Well, my number 5 is a sport with balls in it. Dodgeball.
Okay, I was gonna say almost all sports have balls in them.
Well, yeah. That was my point, I guess. I don't really know.
This has multiple balls.
Yes, that is multiple balls. I don't know exactly what the rules, how many balls or how big but I think America would be the best at it because I think we should send Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah. And we'll send all of our baseball pitchers.
All the baseball pitchers.
I think other than the United States, like the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, other than the United States, though. Probably Croatia.
We have some Croatian blood that flows through us. So.
Yes.
But we're definitely American. But I was thinking like the Dominican Republic or Cuba, something like that. They produce a lot of good baseball players.
That's true. Japan. Japan does too.
Yeah, they could send their
They have
pitchers.
what's
guys
his guy's name?
or
Shohei Otaki,
outfielders.
I think.
Shohei Otani.
Otani.
But I like Otaki.
Otaki. I like
Otaki.
Takis.
Yeah, those are good. Okay, what I think other than a huge athlete, I would send probably some very quick, agile people. Maybe some like parkour studs or something like that. They can
Yeah.
just do flips over balls and things like that. Have you seen the movie Dodgeball?
I have not. No.
You're gonna have to watch it. It's a pretty good movie.
I've heard of it.
They participate in a dodgeball tournament, and they have to you have to dodge if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. So yes, it's pretty fun. But dodgeball is an awesome sport. I love dodgeball.
Yes, dodgeball's so fun. It honestly, not enough people play dodgeball like competitively. Like that should be more a competitive sport. Because no one really plays it competitively, but it's fun. Like you chuck balls at each other's heads.
Yeah, well, I think that's illegal, but
chuck balls at other parts of people's body.
There you go. There we go.
Not the head.
All right, my number 4, and I've gotten into this sport recently on YouTube, and I want to start a league so bad. And the sport that I would like to start a league and add to the Olympics is wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball.
Yes, wiffle ball.
Interesting.
So I think baseball, I think, is currently being added to the Olympics.
Oh, really? Did not know that.
I think it was in there, and then it wasn't, and now it's coming back. And but wiffle ball, I think, is very competitive. I think it's called MLW Wiffle Ball League. And it's these kids that are our age, Josiah, like college kids in Michigan. Okay. And they started this league like in 2013 when we were young, we were little, and them and their buddies, and they've just been filming it and putting it on YouTube. And it finally, like, they got on SportsCenter top 10 plays. And then, like, they have over 100,000 subscribers now on YouTube.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They run it just like, like a league.
Right.
Like, trade players and all these things. And they just have
Wow, that's really cool.
It's legit. So I want to get a bunch of my buddies together and do that.
And then trade all of them away.
Yeah. And then ruin all my friendships. But wiffle ball seems pretty cool. It's something that you could play in your backyard. And so I think a lot of people would be able to relate to it.
Yeah, that's fun. That is fun. I never thought about that, but I do like that. What country do you think would be the best at it? Because
man. Well, I'm gonna go with
probably once again the baseball sports places.
Yeah, so like Cuba, Dominican Republic, Japan, obviously United States. And we'd send like the guys that just missed out on the MLB roster.
Yeah.
But I wiffle ball and baseball are like completely different. So I don't know. Maybe we'll send a bunch of college kids.
Just a bunch of college kids that play wiffle ball.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Anyway, my number 4 is a sport called gutter ball. I don't know if you know what gutter ball is.
I think I do, but I don't know if I'm thinking about the right one. Explain it.
Okay, gutter ball is you play it in the. We may have played it with you once, but gutter ball.
In the pool.
In the pool, yes. And it's like water polo, but the only rules are you have a ball and you're trying to touch it to the opponent's side of the pool, and those are the rules. There are no rules. There is kicking. There is drowning. There's no biting, and no purposeful scratching. Those were 2 rules. But other than that, no rules. Like, we could drown each other. It was violent. It was a violent game. And we played it for a long time, and it was so fun.
I feel like the water needs to be deep enough, though, or the pool needs to be deep enough so you can't stand on the bottom like water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. So when we played it, we played it in my pool, And my pool, it's got a deep end and a shallow end, as most pools do. And so we had this one big guy who would play with us, and he wouldn't ever swim to the deep end. He literally just stood in the shallow end. Whatever team was started on the shallow end, that was the team he was on. And he would just stand in the shallow end, and then he'd just grab you and just hold you as best he could. And
so you're gonna have a halftime and switch.
Yeah, exactly. And then we would do that sometimes, and then he couldn't swim very well. So whenever he was down in the deep end, he would just get drowned real easy. So
it's kind of it's like MMA water almost then.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It is a little bit. It was a fun game though. And
the United States is going to send our water polo players that just missed the cut.
Yes. Absolutely.
Those guys are freaky. They're so big.
They're terrifying. They're terrifying. And you give them no rules.
And the countries that I think would be pretty good at it are probably like Serbia, Hungary, Croatia. Those countries that are pretty good at water polo and just mean, flat out mean.
Yep, they're mean. They're mean. Interestingly enough, we are, as he mentioned, we are Croatian. A large part, we're American, but a large part of our blood is Croatian. Our grandmother's Croatian. And Croatians were kind of known throughout history for being a little mean.
Well, the Croatians and the Serbs don't get along at all, and they're very mean to each other.
That is true.
And, so I don't know. I'm gonna change my camera angle right now back to the old camera angle because it's better, more interactive.
See, I met a Serbian guy at my college. Actually, I was wearing a Croatia shirt, one of our, the gray ones that say Croatia and got the flag. And there's a Serbian guy that plays on my college's basketball team. He's like, he's crazy tall and whatever.
Yeah.
His name is Igor. And and I was just walking along on campus one day. I was going from class to class, and I hear, "Hey, are you from Croatia?" And I was like, "Oh no, but I've been there and stuff. Like my family's Croatian."
I have cousins there.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, well, that's cool." He's like, "Nice to meet a fellow Balkan." And then he kept going. I was like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Yeah, we have. If you want to understand how Croatians and Serbians feel about each other, there's a documentary on YouTube about the time they played soccer, because Croatia and Serbia basically fought against each other during the war, and that's how our family ended up here.
Yep.
And we'll have to tell that story sometime, and it's a crazy story. It pretty much started. I mean, they're not allowed to play each other in soccer. That's how bad it is. They will kill each other. But all right, my number 3.
Certainly don't like each other. All right.
My number 3 is different. Well, I guess they're all different because they're sports, not the Olympics. But it's going to be horse racing.
Oh, good one.
So I don't know how I'd like it to be either kind of 2 races over a period of time. So maybe you have a horse race right when the Olympics starts, and then you have a horse race when it ends. And so you can accumulate points or something like that.
They do have equestrian, but I guess they don't have racing, huh?
No, I want some racing, but the horse and the jockey have to be from the country that they're representing.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
These countries with taller people are going to struggle to find a good jockey.
True. That's true. Japan will be good. They've got shorter people.
I don't know if they have pretty do they breed racing horses?
I don't know. They've got the crazy good Wagyu cows and the stuff. So I assume they breed horses somewhere. I assume there's at least one breeder in Japan.
Yeah, I think the South American countries have some pretty good jockeys.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I love watching horse racing. When the like Belmont Stakes, Kentucky Derby, and I forget the last one, but for the Triple Crown, I love watching those races. And even local here, when we have our fair and there's horse races, I I, I always want to go see the horse races.
I've never gone to horse races. That would be
It's
that would be an
fun.
interesting thing to do.
But the most interesting thing about horse racing is the names of the horses.
That's true. I know Secretariat. Like he was like, but where? Why?
Yeah, these names are so
Seabiscuit.
interesting. Yeah, what's the latest one that won the Triple Crown?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like oh man, I can't remember. California Dreamin' or Gold.
That sounds California Dreamin' does sound like a horse name, and I feel like I've heard it before.
No, it's definitely not the name, but I don't know. I think who would we send? Oh, I'll send Kevin Hart.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. Gotta send Kevin. Oh, and Danny DeVito. Kevin Hart and Danny DeVito.
I think it was. I think the latest Triple Crown winner was. I think it was California Chrome.
Okay.
I think.
Let's put Danny DeVito.
No. I think you got close. American Pharaoh, and then that was in 2015, and then in 2018, Justify won.
Okay.
And American Pharaoh, it was interesting because the Triple Crown hadn't been won. If people don't know what Triple Crown is, it's all three big horse races. So Belmont Stakes, Kentucky Derby, and gosh, there's one more and I can't remember. Somebody send it to us when you hear this. But it hadn't been won in 37 years. It's one of the hardest trophies to win. And then sorry, go ahead.
Wasn't either Secretariat or Seabiscuit the first one to win the Triple Crown?
Something, I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like I could be wrong about that. I know nothing about horse racing.
Yeah. So the Triple Crown hadn't been won in 37 years, and then American Pharaoh won, and he was he or she, I don't know. It was the 12th horse to win it, and then 3 years later, Justify won it.
That's funny.
And then
let's grab Danny DeVito and put him on Justify.
Preakness Stakes. That's what it is.
The Preakness Stakes.
Yeah, we had Belmont Stakes, Preakness Stakes, and the Kentucky Derby. So, and I think
interesting.
I think it was American Pharaoh, but where I live, there is a horse racing breeding farm, and he came from that place, and I've been by there multiple times, which is super cool. So every time I drive by now, I'm like, cool. Maybe I'm in the presence of the next Triple Crown winner.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
It's pretty legit, and they all like beautiful horses and just.
Now I'll be honest with you. So my girlfriend, she did equestrian. Okay, she did English. She's very small. She did equestrian, and I have never ridden a horse. I have never been on a horse in my entire life.
Really?
At least to my memory. It's possible I was on one at a fair when I was really young.
Right.
But I don't ever remember being on a horse. So
I've been on it a few times, but never like actually jogging. Like,
never going. You just like walked a little bit.
Walking pace, yeah. I'm scared to go any faster than that.
Yeah, I get that. It's a big animal. It's a real big animal.
And it's I'm not in control of it like a car. Like you're in control,
right? Yeah,
but it has its own brain.
Right? Yeah, it can do what it wants.
Right.
If you don't know what you're doing, it knows what it's doing. So,
or even when you know what you're doing, who knows what's going to spook it?
That's true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Freaking Daniel, my brother, he went on a horse one time and it had a rock in its shoe. And then him and my dad were going trail riding and it had a rock in its shoe and it kept like almost bucking him off. And then my dad also almost got bucked off because, a bug scared it.
Yeah, exactly. See, there you go.
Or stung it or something. But yeah, it was Horses are scary. Now they're cool, and I want to ride one really badly, but I have never done it, and they are a little scary.
Yes.
And when Kelly watches this, I don't know if I'm going to be in trouble or not.
She's gonna make you ride a horse, dude.
Oh
She's
yeah,
gonna
I
make you
know.
ride a
I know.
horse.
She's already told me that. We're just gotta wait for everything to open back up from Corona. But my number 3, it is Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior. I love American Ninja Warrior. Our American Ninja Warrior is what I've done. They have the National Ninja League, and that's what I've participated in National Ninja League a little bit.
So it's basically a massive obstacle course that you have to get through as fast as you can.
It's a massive obstacle course, and it doesn't use your legs pretty much at all. It's all upper body. It's hard. It's hard. But
for the people on YouTube, that was a pretty good scene. Okay, so yeah.
What were you saying?
No, what country is gonna?
What country's gonna win? Well, Japan, because that's where it originated.
The ninjas.
They have ninjas, dude. Like, but no, Japan would probably be one of the better ones at it. But who knows? I bet some of the African nations, because they do really well in track and all that stuff, and they have pretty strong people.
Some athletes.
Yeah, they have some great athletes. So I bet Kenya or.
But I thought you said it has nothing to do with your legs.
That is true. That is true. It's very little to do with their legs, but they're still good athletes. So
yeah.
So but the ones who do the best are rock climbers.
Oh, really?
Yes. So who, like Sweden and Finland, they might have some good competitors because they have a lot of rock climbers. They have some of the best
finger
rock
strength and like forearm strength.
Yeah. Yes, finger and forearm. That is actually pretty much the two most important
The
things.
gist of it.
But yeah, I mean, I love doing it. It's really fun. It's fun to watch because there's people just swinging from stuff and like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So obstacle courses are fun.
Oh yeah, so I'm not that short. I'm not super tall, but I'm not short, and I'm 6'2".
Right.
And I find that the shorter people do well with those sports, like gymnastics. Like that's the shorter people do well at gymnastics because like my arm, I can't hold myself. I'm hanging so far down, and there's
true.
more mass for me to.
That is very true. That is very true. Yeah, it is a little easier for short people in that aspect, but American Ninja Warrior, I think most of the people who do really well are like of average height, about 6 foot, maybe a little less. Because the really short people have a hard time with some of the taller obstacles. Not the warped wall. That's all of skill. It really is.
What's warped wall?
Warped wall is a giant, like 14 or 17 foot wall that is it goes up and it just like that. And you have to grab onto the top
and pull yourself up.
So
I've watched that show a few times. That is I never understood how people don't get up that, but it looks a lot easier than it seems, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is it's really easy
that it is
once you learn how to do it, but you have to learn how to do it. It took me a while, and I could not. It was so frustrating. But then, once I figured out how to do it, it hasn't.
But you just run as fast as you can, then jump.
No, you got to run up it. You can't stay vertical. You got to like run like I don't know how to explain it.
You got to run with the ramp.
Yeah, and you got to
be one with the ramp,
and then you jump. Yep.
Okay.
Anyways, number two.
My number 2 is probably it will be in the Olympics eventually because it has like the largest viewership in like sports history, and that is esports. But
that's my number 2.
Perfect. Now, in particular, I put CS:GO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That is my favorite esports
Same.
competition, my game, I should say. So I'd love to see CS:GO in there, but any uh, esports game I think would be awesome. But how I'd really like to see it, if it was up to me, if I was part of the IOC, which is the committee that puts
Olympic committee.
Yep. I would take these countries, and you get one team, right, of 5 guys, and you play CS:GO, Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2. What's the game you like to play that has a competition? Oh,
Call of
gosh.
Duty, Valorant.
They could play all those, but no. Oh, Rainbow Six.
Oh, Rainbow Six. Yes.
And basically, the same players have to play all the games and get points.
Oh, interesting.
So that's how I would like them to do it.
Well, I know who we would send.
Who would we send?
Shroud.
Yes.
Ex-CSGO competitive player. He's now just a streamer, and he's amazing at every game I've ever seen him play.
Could you imagine? Everyone sends their like top streamers, and I think some of the top streamers have like odd personalities or fun or crazy,
very quirky personalities. Some of them,
yeah.
It's interesting, but the teams or the places that would be really good at it is like Denmark and I want to say Finland. I think they have a lot of good players.
League of Legends. If they're playing League of Legends,
that is true.
Some of the Asian countries would catch up there. So, but I have no idea who's good at Rainbow Six Siege and all these other sports.
Yeah, I'm not sure who leads the competitive scene in Rainbow. I actually think it's South American teams, but I could be wrong.
I know that Rocket League, there's a lot of South American teams.
Yep.
I think, but
it's car soccer.
Oh, it's a great game. Great.
It is a great game.
And for the people that don't know, I mean, I'm sure most of our listeners are gamers, but they oh my gosh, what was I going to say? Oh, the viewership is just insane
it's really high.
Yeah. And like when there's a championship game, I think the latest I was watching was CS:GO, and there was like over 1 million people tuning in and like, cause there's no sports on, and there's this championship for CS:GO, and they could easily do esports in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because no one has to see each other.
Yeah. No, it's easy. It's easy. And I think at some point esports will in some form be included in the Olympics. I don't know if it'll be exactly like that, but that was a really good idea. I think having all of them and you have to have the same players.
Yeah, it'd make it a little more challenging.
It would make it a little more challenging because you couldn't just designate your best players in every one. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
Okay, before we get to number 1, I'd just like to show everyone what happens when your wife cuts your hair during quarantine. Give me 1 second. You need to go to YouTube to consume this. Here we go.
See that bald spot right there? Yep. That's what happens.
Sorry for the messy hair, but yeah. So yesterday, that is exactly what happened. I heard uh-oh. I knew right then and there that I had I will be wearing a hat for the next
a while.
3 months.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right. I haven't cut my hair in quarantine by myself, but if I had, it would not look good. I'll tell you that much. I tried one time when I was younger. I think we all try at least once. I mean, when I was younger, me and my brother both did this. We both tried to cut our own hair, and we both did the exact same thing. Got scissors, went, realized what we were doing was the dumbest possible thing we could possibly be doing at that moment.
And
quit, and just had one massive cut out of our bangs in the front.
Love it. All right, my number 1, and this is going to surprise a lot of people because it's not a sport. But it is at the same time. It's a game. And my number one is rock, paper, scissors. Rochambeau.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I am a big fan of luck and and statistics. Luck is statistics. So I think rock, paper, scissors is the combination of both. And you could research your opponents and see statistically what they throw out, most often.
I can just imagine like the stats being put on screen during. It's like this guy wins 50% of the time when he last put up scissors. It's like I can just imagine.
When this guy throws out rock, he loses 73.9% of the time. Or he's put out, yeah. And could you imagine the commentators? It was like, oh, he threw a rock. I just killed my throat.
They would be like, they'd be hyping it up so much. And there's nothing to hype up in rock,
paper,
scissors, but it's like, oh, yeah. Put out scissors. It was insane.
But it would be the quickest game.
Would be like
around. Yeah. But I think the hardest part would be, you'd have to make a rule. Is it rock, paper, scissors or rock paper, scissors, shoot?
Yeah. See, I always did rock, paper, scissors. That's what I always did.
Same.
But everyone else always did rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And that annoyed me to no end. I couldn't stand it. Everyone did it.
I think the country that would be the best at this would be the country with the quickest reaction time. So they see the hand moving before the last one, the shoot. They could see it moving and they change their hand as quickly as possible.
Yep. Yeah. That's something you could do. You could study your opponent's hand movements as he's starting to But
if that hand is opening, is it going to be papers or is it going to be scissors?
Yeah. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. You have to be able to base yours off it too, because you have to be able to watch him as he's opening it and change your hand to be the other one.
What I think would be the most fun about all of this, rock, paper, scissors, would be qualifying. Because
that's true. You just have the most random people of all time.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
So you'll have this random dude that has done nothing with his life and got lucky, and is like, what do you do? I don't have a job. I've been on unemployment. I eat potato chips. I sell drugs, and
I'm an Olympic rock, paper, scissors player.
Yeah. It would just happen, and there's gonna be millions and millions of participants in this qualifying.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because there's no way to say, oh, yeah, you're not qualified to do this. Right. There's no rock, paper, scissors league.
Yeah. So, you win your 3 out of 5 and then move on to the next round.
Yeah.
And so, you have California, you'll have, every state will hold a qualifying round. This is how I imagine it. Every state will hold a qualifying round. Then the winner of each state, there'll be 50 people.
50 people.
And then they do a quick tournament. And then that's the
top few or whatever.
Yeah, top 3, 4, however many they said.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think rock, paper, scissors would be a lot.
That would be fun.
I think it would be fun to watch, too. I actually do. I think some people would think it's boring, but I think it would be a lot of fun.
That's a ridiculous one that I hadn't thought of at all. Had not considered that, but it's a fun one. I like it. My number one is a little more traditional. Oh, well, actually, hold on. One more thing about rock, paper, scissors, though. I was thinking we could send psychologists, see if they can get in their opponent's head. So we should send Dr. Phil.
Is he a real psychologist?
Yes. Yep.
A real doctor?
He has his PhD in psychology, I believe.
Wow.
I know he's an actual psychologist. So, yep. There you go. I think we should send Dr. Phil.
You can just start talking and screwing with people's heads.
Yes. Oh, we should send Dr. Phil and Steve Harvey.
There you go.
Anyway, my number one is Football, American football.
American football, baby.
I had to put it at number one just because I love watching football so much. I play fantasy football. I watch college football. It's just all of it. I love it. And I'd love to see countries compete in football. I know America would dominate.
And that's the reason it didn't that's why it wasn't an honorable mention. It didn't make the top 5 because just the United States would absolutely destroy people.
Yeah. But there's other countries are getting competitive scenes for football.
There are. I think Turkey has a pretty good. So I talked to a former Division I college football player, played for Fresno State, and he played in Finland, in Turkey, in Serbia. I
know Germany has one.
Yeah, he said almost every country, like European country, has a team. But the best teams, he said, are like college Division II.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the average team's like D3, and then the worst teams are like good high school teams.
Good. Or NAIA.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So we would absolutely destroy.
Yeah.
But if New Zealand, I don't know if they have a league, but if they took their rugby players, but
That's
rugby
true.
I think it is. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm not
But
sure.
if they got their rugby scrubs that didn't make the team, they could still have a pretty good team. And then Japan could grab their sumo wrestlers and make a pretty good O-line.
That's true. Yeah, no, I've thought about that before. The sumo wrestlers would be amazing on the offensive or defensive line. They'd be terrifying.
Yeah. I don't know. They couldn't, like, running, like, up and down the field. Awful.
Yeah.
But they're pretty quick. I think they're pretty quick. Like they could explode and quick hands, which you need to be a lineman. And I think, just they don't have to move a whole lot on the line. So they would grab you and then good luck. Yeah.
And then defensive line, because that's defensive line, being a good wrestler is very important, I think. So
their swim move would be insane.
Yeah. Whack. Just boom. Get out of the
way. But they wouldn't have, I don't think any country would have the physical specimens to like keep up with Julio Jones. I mean, could you imagine the team the United States would put together? It would be insane.
That's the thing is, I don't know if we would have to only be able to use the guys that like just missed out on the NFL or like people on NFL practice squads, like they could play,
or like I know in soccer they have an age limit actually, you could only have a certain amount of players over a certain age.
That's interesting.
And so they would, but a lot of our football players
they're younger.
Yeah, because they're coming straight out of high school at the age of 20?
Right.
If you're
coming out of
21,
20, college,
21, 22 years old. So, if you could only have 3 players over the age of 25 or 26, we're going to have plenty of players.
We have Sam Darnold. He's going into his 3rd season. He's 22.
Yeah. Yeah, he came out when he was 19.
He's 19.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. And I think Daniel Jones is like 21 or 22.
Yeah, they're crazy young.
Yeah. I've done nothing with my life.
I know. Hearing this is so depressing. It's just like, they're out there making millions of dollars and playing a game that they love. What are you doing? And it's like,
a podcast.
Podcast that no one listens to.
And on YouTube.
Yeah.
Football would
be fun to play.
Football would be great. If we couldn't if they put restrictions on it and we couldn't send any football players, I'd probably send The Rock. Well, he was a football player.
He was a football player, but
so probably send The Rock and some other guys. But
Yep.
American football would be a ton of fun to watch. The other part about football that would be a lot of fun to see is the country's jerseys and their helmets.
That is true. That would be fun. That would be very fun. And the coaches. I would like to know who our coach would be. I mean, I would assume it would be Bill Belichick, but
right. But the other coaches could coach other countries.
That's true.
So, could you imagine having like Mike Tomlin is the coach for Finland. Yeah, you
Well,
just feel like
aren't Bill Belichick and Nick Saban both a large part Croatian?
yeah,
So one of
we
them
could
could
be
probably coach for the Croatian team, given that like the rules are you have to be like a quarter
a
or
quarter.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
we could actually play for Croatia, Josiah.
Oh, we could. Oh, well, we're in the Olympics, baby. Woo!
But we are the last generation. So yeah, if you
Our
could
kids
order
could.
something, you could play in the Olympics or on the national team for that
sport.
Yeah.
Or for that country.
So Josiah and I could put for Croatia and the United States. So
Yep.
we're kind of our kids are not going to be able to play for Croatia, unfortunately.
No, I don't think they are.
Unless you marry a Croatian gal.
Yeah.
But my kids would be able to play for United States of America, the Philippines, and Syria.
Wow.
Yeah, because my wife is half and half of Filipino and Syrian.
I think my kids could almost play for the Native American.
Yeah, what country is that?
Not one.
Yeah, they don't have one. They would be the United States.
It'd be the United States.
Yeah. So no, they still don't stand a chance.
Dang it.
But,
oh well, just America. That's best country in the world anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna win all these sports. So IOC, if you're listening, please take this into consideration.
Yeah.
Now we want to thank all you guys for tuning in with us to another episode of Roundtable Rankings. I'm gonna blow our secret. I actually recorded this yesterday. Josiah did not.
True.
And I brought in backup. I brought in my two brothers and Josiah's brother and my other cousin. And It was a train wreck.
So we redid it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I laughed, and we have the video, but it's not going up on YouTube.
Yep.
So, but yes, once again, thank you. You can find us YouTube at Roundtable Rankings, Instagram Roundtable_Rankings, and Twitter at Rankings Round. And let us know what sports you think should be added to the Olympics. And next one, I think we will do. Well, it's going to be a Pokemon one, but we will be doing the top 5 sports in the Olympics.
Yes.
So,
yes.
It'll be lots and lots of fun, as always.
Lots of fun. All right.
Thank you, Josiah, for joining me.
See you later.
See ya.